Okay, so today I'm going to show you how to powder coat. More importantly, I'm going to show you how I powder coat my knives. It's pretty easy to start getting into. This is how my knives start out. This is right out of heat treat. So as you can see, it looks pretty rough. The handles are done, I just need to finish them. We're going to start out sandblasting this. I know a lot of you, most of you, do not have a sandblasting cabinet. That is perfectly fine. I'm going to use mine because I have one and it's faster, but you can easily get away with just hand sanding this smooth. So I'm going to do that, and then we'll move on to the next process. Okay, so now that the knife is sandblasted or hand sanded, we can move on. I'll show you the powder coating system I have, the different type of powders I have, where to get powders, and just how the process works. Okay, so here's my powder coating system. It is a central machinery exclusively at Harbor Freight. Nothing special. This is about the most bottom of the line system you can buy. It was $70. You get it in a Harbor Freight store or online. And how this thing works is, so it puts a static charge onto whatever you're trying to coat. Has to be something metal. But what that static charge does, it allows the powder that you spray out of the gun to stick to whatever you are coating. And that's how powder coating works. Then you bake whatever you coat in an oven to a specific temperature for a certain amount of time, and the powder basically melts and creates one uniform coating. So that's where you get powder coating. Now I buy my powders from powderbythepound.com. Harbor Freight sells some, but they're matte and there's only like 4 colors you can choose from. Here are some of the colors I have. This is a Harbor Freight matte black here. The rest are all from powderbythepound.com. This is how you fill this up, and you attach it here and you spray it. Now you do not want to overfill this. Okay? I'm only going to fill it to about here. Very little. If you fill it too much, it just sprays powder everywhere. You want a very light coat on this thing. You do not want to overcoat it. I highly recommend you get tack cloths and wipe down whatever you're coating first so you don't have any hairs and stuff, because they will show up. I like to use this funnel to get the perfect amount in here. So that's how that works. I'm using this old hot dog roaster, hot dog stick, to do this through this box. This is the ground clamp that goes to your machine. You have to attach it. Make sure you have a solid connection here. I use paper clips, because after you bake this, the hook here will have powder all over it and you won't be able to get it off, so you won't be able to use the hook again, so I just use paper clips. So let me set this up, and then I'll shoot me coating it. Okay, I forgot to mention you need an air compressor to run this too. Here is my air compressor. It's an old 70s model, 4 horsepower. You don't need one this powerful. You could probably get away with using a pancake compressor, to be honest with you. I have a water catch right here. Not necessary, because the machine actually comes with one right there, but I like to be safe and sorry. Another thing, this uses a very light PSI. It did not come with the regulator, so you'll have to buy a regulator if you get this system. But you're only going to want to use about 10 PSI at max. So Another thing I forgot to mention too is when you want to engage the electrostatic charge, when you're ready to spray whatever you're coating, there's a foot pedal that you have to engage, and it's just as simple as stepping on it. So let me wipe this thing down with a tack cloth and get this thing sprayed. And I'll show you. As you can see, I have very little in here. Don't need much. That's it. I have the oven tilted on its side, and I have installed a hook up there so I can hang knives. You want to follow whatever the powder recommends. So this one says 375 for 15 minutes. And how you want to judge that is when the powder starts looking like it's wet, that means it's starting to melt and everything. That's when you want to start your timer. And a lot of people are pretty lenient on the time, but some powders you have to be pretty close to exact, because if you go any more above the time, it'll actually start burning the powder off. So you have to be careful with that. So I'll come back in about 15 minutes and show you what she looks like. So let me explain to you why I'm a dummy. It has nothing to do with what I explained to you. It has nothing to do with the process I did. As you can see, there's black dots and blemishes all over the blade. And that is from not cleaning the gun out properly. And as you can see, the last color I used, which was in fact for my giveaway video, was black. And since I didn't clean the gun out properly, some of that black powder mixed with this black chrome powder, and there's dots all over it. I'm assuming it's why it caused these blemishes here too. But that's how you powder coat in a nutshell. It's going to look a lot better than this. That's one of the flaws about the Harbor Freight gun, is you can't take it apart to clean it, and it makes it really difficult when you want to change colors and stuff. It pretty much screwed this entire blade up. I'm going to have to re-sandblast this and recoat it. Okay, so here's the second attempt. As you can see, it came out flawlessly. Don't mind this screw. I didn't screw it in all the way because I accidentally stripped it. That's why there's a gap in the handle, because the screws aren't tight. Still need to finish the handle scales, sharpen the knife, and then she's done. If you'd like to buy this knife, $40, it's yours. I'll put the link in the description.